guys, welcome to Offshoot Comics Off Topic. We're your host, Kirby Kid.
Simply Cedric.
Also known as David Clark.
And Cedric Harris.
And today we're talking about one of the greatest episodes of My Hero Academia ever, All for One versus One for All.
Yes.
It was you know what, here's one of the things I like about the My Hero Academia anime. It's one of the few animes that I've seen out there that I think are actually better than the manga it came from. Oh yeah.
Blasphemous.
I said it. I think My Hero, the anime, I think they pulled this off a lot better than they did in the manga. I got the emotions better in this one.
Right.
Of course, the scene I was waiting for where he points to Deku through the TV and says, "You're next."
Right.
You know,
yes.
And Bakugo sitting there like he's not talking to the villains. He's not talking to us. He's talking to Midoriya.
Yeah.
You know, and you know just the gravity of that fight. You know, and like even the woman trapped under the rubble saying, you know, "Hey, you have to win. I don't care what you look like." You know, and then of course, you know, the United States of Smash. Which, by the way,
that was amazing.
Have you seen that meme where it's like, "I hate America," and then it's a screenshot of the United States of Smash, and then the next shot is this crying guy saluting?
Yep. That was so cool. I mean, there were so many awesome moments in just this one episode.
Oh yeah.
But it's building since season 1.
Oh yeah.
You know, and this isn't really spoilers or anything, but to the end of the era of All Might.
Right. And see, like right now, basically, the guard has changed. Midoriya is now the strongest. I mean, he can't use it all, but he's going to have to work up to be able to carry that burden because he's got the strongest court now. Because he technically, once he masters all One for All, he's going to be stronger than All Might.
Yeah.
And so, but he's got to carry that, and there's going to be a period, there's going to be a dark age, you know, before he's ready, because, alright, manga spoilers, people, manga spoilers. So right now, you know, Endeavor is number 1, and they are trying to do a redemption arc with him, but I'm telling you, the only way he's going to get redemption is that he's going to die, and there is no one on the level of All Might or Endeavor. And Endeavor was very far behind All Might. But Endeavor is still very far ahead of everyone else.
Right.
And I think when both of them gone, we're gonna have a dark age where All for One is gonna basically rule the world again.
Well, it's interesting because it was emotional in the manga, but in the anime, to hear Endeavor, you know, tell All Might, this isn't the back I'm used to looking at.
Right.
You know. Chasing for so long after, you know, to be number 1 and surpass All Might, and then to see him actually go all out, he's like, oh my goodness, I was farther back than I thought. Right,
he's like, oh, I suck. But also, All Might should have said, hey homie, go home and raise your kids and apologize to your wife. Like, I don't get lectures from men like you know. But I like the other heroes like, dude, all we can do is kind of get people out of your way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, basically. And there's some interesting theories too. You're talking about Endeavor raising his kids. Interesting theories. Dobby might be his kid, and again, spoilers. This Feathers dude might be his kid.
Well, okay, I don't think the Feather kid is his kid. Feather guy is his kid, but I definitely think that Dobby is definitely.
Well, there's theories because, you know, he wears a mask. He went out of his way to try and get to Endeavor, and then, you know, people think he has an ulterior motive, is from what I've seen.
Well,
being talked about.
Yeah, so far it seems like his motive is just to have an easy life, and being friends with the new number 1 is, I mean, because I think that he's trying to make him so dope that he scares people into not being evil like All Might did. Which would in turn make it easier for him, you know. Yeah. But I hope most of the people in the new top 10 understand you're only here because of what's been going on. Like, you didn't rise. The top just got knocked off.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
and you're. I mean, now I'll say this: Kamui Woods deserves it. He put some work in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mountain Lady, who's a rookie.
is she in the top 10 now?
Uh,
No,
I don't know if she's in the top 10,
she's not
but
in the top 10, but she's doing better. She's way better than I thought she was gonna be. What's his face? Best Genius. When I first saw him entered as number 3 in the beginning, I was like, that guy looks retarded. But when I saw him up against All for One, and like, even All for One's like, hey, your reaction was correct. Good job.
yeah.
They're not dead because of you.
But at the same time, it was like chilling because he's like, good job. You are a true hero. But your quirk, it takes too much time and practice. I don't need you.
Right, which is definitely going to be his undoing, by the way.
But what's it? The kitty cat troop.
Oh, the searcher chick.
Yeah, but he's like, but hers.
Yeah.
I want hers, and I'm like, that is just savage, and it's cool too because you see All Might hear from his mentor, Nana.
Which, by the way, I thought it was cool how they showed her face and let her talk in the anime, as opposed to the manga where it was shadowy.
Yeah, I actually recognize that. Like in the manga, you just kind of saw her back. But now in the anime, you saw her talk, you saw her tell him reach back and grab, and you see all what my theory, and I believe your theory is too, about the former inheritors of All for One, or One for All, and then he makes that fist, and then the United States smash.
Oh yeah, I love that the handing off that happened there.
Yeah,
I thought that was, it was pretty emotional, but dude. Like it didn't really hit me emotionally because like I'd read the comic already or the manga already, so I didn't I knew it was coming. But there was one line that almost got me. It was when All Might put his fist in the air and he turned back to All Might form, and they the other hero's like, he shouldn't be exerting himself, and Gran Torino's like, hey, he's still working. And you can tell Gran Torino was about to cry too because he's like, "This is it. This is the last time," And I was like, "Dang."
Yeah.
I was like that. It's weird because like with My Hero, there are lines that they say that you don't think are going to get you until you hear it delivered. And,
right.
Like he's still working. Oh my god, you got me.
It was just a great episode. And I was talking to our mutual friend Frank. What's up, Frank?
Frank?
That I think this cements My Hero in, that shonen Mount Rushmore. It's like My Hero is a serious contender, and one of my favorite lines from this episode was when All Might uses Gran Torino's advice, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm not going to be able to get a straight shot in, so I'm gonna have to fake like I'm gonna hit him."
Right.
And then I'm going to switch, hit him with the left, and then hit him with the right. And he's like, all of a sudden, All for One's like, oh no, someone got in your head. And he's like, yeah, that last punch didn't have anything behind it because I didn't put my back into it. And he's like,
Right. And
I just, little more.
I love it, dude. And one thing that I saw on the forum that someone brought up, how the way he was able to beat All for One was that he isolated his quirk and just into his right hand or his right arm.
Yeah.
Remember, he never thought to do that before Midoriya. Like he thought that was brilliant. How Midoriya overcame his not being able to control it by isolating it in parts of his body. So that's a little bit of the master being taught by the student. Which, by the way, when All for One made that mistake and he put Midoriya's name in his mouth like he was somebody, he's like, oh, so Midoriya Izuku, he's the one who has the quirk now, right? He's like, oh yeah, you're right, I can't die until I teach him United States Smash.
Well, Gran Torino brought up a great point too. He's like, Toshinori, stop talking. He's getting you to talk. Don't talk. Hit him in the face.
Yeah.
You're no good at talking. He brought up Deku. He brought up Nana and Shirogakure as being, family.
Right.
He's trying to get in your head. Stop it. He's like, just Just
do it.
calm. Just punch him in the face.
Dude, I'll say this though. Gran Torino is one of the best mentors out there, dude. Like, a few episodes ago when they were when they broke into the villains lair, which, by the way, All Might's little knock, what's up,
Right?
little, oh yeah, was great.
Right.
I love how Dobby was getting ready to say some stuff, and then Gran Torino just knocked him out like, shut up.
No,
Like,
yeah.
I'm dope. But dude,
Fun point. Yeah. Apparently, Gran Torino was taller in the past.
Yes, he was, but like how he compresses his air, his body got compressed.
Apparently.
Now here's the thing.
That's funny.
Here's the thing that I'm gonna say that's probably gonna make you and a lot of people upset. I think in the history of shonen, when it's all said and done, I think My Hero is gonna be story-wise for now, for sure. I think it's gonna be Dragon Ball. It's already beaten Bleach.
Yes.
Toriko. It's gonna beat Naruto. It's gonna beat Hunter x Hunter.
Yes.
Because it's not a hiatus.
Yeah.
And it's gonna beat One Piece. Oh snap! Because One Piece makes you cry, but so does My Hero, and My Hero did it in episode 3.
Right.
I mean, actually, it kind of did in episode 1 too, if you have a heart, But
right.
I think My Hero has the ability. Because it's had a big impact already. It's been perfect basically from the jump. And I think it has the ability to literally be the best Shonen Jump thing out there. Like, it may not do as well sales-wise or fan-wise because, One Piece and Naruto and Dragon Ball have stupid, crazy fans. But I think objectively, as a story, it's going to end up being better. I mean, it's like how Digimon seasons 1 through 3 are objectively superior to Pokemon.
Better than Pokemon, right? Yeah,
it's not a matter of opinion.
No, the story is better.
It's literally better. I think My Hero Academia has that ability. I think it's gonna be the best shonen. Now I don't know how the sales are gonna work out, but like I said, story wise, I think it's the best.
I kinda agree. I think it has the legs to do that. If you've listened before, I'm a huge One Piece fan. And it's actually funny that you even mentioned this because in some One Piece forums and some other YouTubers who, do theories and stuff on One Piece, they've actually referenced the creator whose name I'm forgetting, the artist from My Hero, and he's actually talked about like, oh no, I've seen how much Oda has to work, and now that I'm doing that type of work, I have much more reference for Oda Sensei, and he's like one day My Hero will have its own stage show and all this stuff, but we just have to put that work in, and I think it will. I honestly think it will. I think it will be great.
It's getting a theatrical release movie, and it's only halfway through season 3.
It has a game coming out.
Yeah.
Which we'll see how that goes.
A game? Well, dude, you know how long it took One Piece to get a good fighting game?
Well,
does it have one? Does it have one?
A fighting game, no, but I'm forgetting the name of something World. There's actually an open world game coming to One Piece for One Piece, which looks awesome.
How long did it take to get it though?
20 years.
I mean, the only shonen I can think of shonens that got good fighting games pretty quickly is I think Dragon Ball and Naruto.
And those are purely, fighting kind of,
but
shonen games.
It's impressive that My Hero is doing as well as it is. But yes. I think it's got this episode every episode is really just great.
Every chapter, every episode, there's something that is going to make you feel some sort of way. You're angry or sad or laughing or whatever, because I think it's benefited from having Naruto and One Piece come before it. Mm-hmm. Because I think the author said he's 40% of the way through My Hero. Really
already.
I think he said it's much more significantly further than One Piece after season 3. Because season 3 of One Piece was I was a child.
Right. Well, the good
when
thing
that
about
was.
My Hero's World, I mean, it's the same thing with with Naruto and in One Piece, is that once the main character story is over, there are other stories you can tell. Like, remember, there are still 8 other, or sorry, there's still like what 9 other All for One, or sorry, One for All holders to go over. There's still all the other heroes. There's the other continents. There's the rest of the world. So like there's still more things you can do. Like there's like what 3 mangas running right now, like Vigilante and like I think Villains or something or whatever. Like
Yeah.
there's several mangas already running for this. So I think even when Izuku's story is over, there's still more to do.
Right. Yeah. But even still, I just hope it doesn't fall into the trap of like we need more anime.
Well,
and
it is
they make
Shonen
it
Jump.
stretch out, right?
Like basically, what he needs to do, and this is something that I think I wish Kishimoto had done. If you realize they're not going to end it on your terms, then you really only have one way out. If you care about the story's integrity, and that means you have to stay on the guided. Because if you leave, they're going to do whatever they want, and it's going to make it go downhill. Or they're going to drive you to do what Kubo did and just run Bleach into the ground.
Well, I hope it gets the One Piece treatment, because the whole story of they're like the Shishibukai, the 7 warlords. It's all because the name sounds cool, and they're like, hey, they're like, hey, Oda, can you add some more warlords for Luffy to fight before just to fight? And he's like, okay, yeah, I'll think of something, and it turned into the 7 warlords. And from that we got some of the best arcs from One Piece with Crocodile and Doflamingo, and it's all because they're like, well, can you have some more villains? And he's like, yeah, I'll do it, and it turned into that. Now I hope if they try and extend it or whatever Shonen Jump does to ruin their product, I hope it happens like that.
Yeah, or I mean, at the very least, just try animating the other mangas, or if you're going to do something totally original without Horikoshi, just make sure you just pick another part of the world.
Right.
As long as you're not messing with the main story, but you're in the world, it'll be fine. It's not hard. Lucasfilm, take some notes.
Oh no, that ship has sailed. But I think high hopes. I definitely think it's past Bleach. He draws backgrounds in the manga.
I mean, it passed Bleach in issue 1. Like his first page, like, dang, this is better than Bleach.
And that's what's awesome too, is if you read the manga, sometimes action shown in mangas, it sometimes gets confusing with the action. I know with One Piece sometimes it does. I know with Naruto sometimes it did, and you'd wait for those fights to get animated. And seeing All for One versus One for All duke it out is one of those moments that the manga fans were waiting for, and it did not disappoint. Non-fans started to watch the fight. They watched the Nomu fight. I'm like, oh, I'm actually watch this, and then they see this, and it's like, oh no, I'm definitely watching this now.
Yeah, no,
so
it's so good.
Yeah.
And hey, how did you feel though when he was like, "Goodbye, All for One," and "Goodbye, One for All"?
That was the flames that could flicker or could go out without even breathing on them are being protected. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, dude. Also, All for One is a dick. Like,
yes.
He just be taking powers and stuff. I mean, he's a dick.
Well, he played that long game really well.
He did. I'm telling you, I think he's going to take over Shiragaki's body.
Well, I think he may, because he can transfer quirks. I think he transfer it to Shiragaki Itomaru, or however you say his name.
I think he's going to get a quirk that allows you to change bodies, dude. Because his head is a thumb.
Well, spoilers. He already punched his face in the first time they fought, and the reason his face looked like that is because apparently All Might just stopped right before killing him, and that's why his face is all messed up. But I guess in the manga, when they're in the prison, he talks about like cell regeneration quirk, and he's like, only if I found this sooner, I would have been better off. But apparently he found it late in the game, so not only is he in jail, but he's also not regenerating as well as he would like.
I'm surprised he just didn't destroy his own face again to regenerate it properly.
Right.
Like, just start destroying parts of it, you know?
Well, I mean, he didn't care. He liked being in the shadows.
Yeah. But he's super lazy, though. I don't have to learn how to use a quirk. I'm just going to take the easy ones. Basically, this guy is every kid in like 5th grade who's like, I have a Game Shark. I'm awesome in this game. I hate him so much.
Well, he just is terrible, which I mean makes for a great villain. Yeah. But it sucks because it's like, what Thumbface is gonna do now? Like, is he gonna stay in prison?
He should have killed him though.
He should have killed him.
Because, like, he's going to regret that Midoriya is going to have to be... He's going to be the next one in line that has to also deal with this same dude.
Well, it's the same dude, and he's been doing it for generations, apparently. Because until All Might showed up, apparently it was a lot more lawless than it is now.
Right, he's, like, a freaking immortal.
Yeah, so... And, again, spoilers if you read the manga. He's the one who created, the One for All quirk in the first place by giving power to his younger brother, and then he's like, oh snap, I created my own villain.
Right, and honestly, since One for All has to be passed on as the one quirk he can't steal, which I'm sure is the one he wants the most.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's gonna try and pull something like, hey, I'm gonna kill your parents unless you give me this quirk. It's like, oh man.
Well, I'm interested to see where the manga goes from this current redemption arc with Endeavor. But I'm more interested in seeing Overhaul versus Deku.
Yeah, that's gonna be a dope arc. Hey, here's a question. There's a theory I've been seeing a lot. Let me get your opinion on this. That All for One might be like Izuku's father or something like that, because like I think this dude's probably been having lots of kids all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Because since his quirk was so dope, obviously you would assume any kids you have might have dope quirks. I can take them. Yeah. Kind of like Endeavor does. So I mean, it's not out of the realm possibility. But like I know some people think that he might have been Tomura's father or something, because maybe All Might's teacher fell in love with the dude because the bad boy thing.
Yeah.
And, which is why he might know so much about her, because he had intimate knowledge of her. Like, and like, why else would he take care of her grandson? Because he doesn't have One for All, but it might be his bloodline. You never know. Might be his grandson.
Well, not only that, a little, in Japanese, in anime, saying someone's full name, kind of, you know more about it than I do, but it kind of, like, the person. It's real familiar.
Right.
It's, you're not just addressing them in a formal manner. You're saying their full name. So he said it, and again, like you said, there with intimate knowledge. I'm more for the All for One being Tomoru's father or grandfather, more than Deku's.
Hey, I'm saying we haven't seen his dad.
We haven't. We've seen his mom, and she's always crying.
Right. And she used to be hot, and then she got not hot.
Well, she had to raise a kid.
Apparently by herself, because his dad is All for One.
Yeah. Well, and actually, while we're at it, speaking of parents, Bakugo's mom is one of my favorite characters that hasn't got a lot of screen or panel time. Because she's just as angry as Bakugo.
Angry for no reason.
And she's just as crazy, and it was so awesome when the villains are like, yeah, you're the perfect villain. He's like, shut up, I'm gonna kill you all. And it's like, oh my goodness. It's like, and then he's sitting there and he's thinking like, I can probably bust my way out of here if I wanted to, but I am severely outmatched.
All right. By the way, dude, I mean, spoiler alert, obviously, for the manga. I know that Deku and Bakugo are about to have their fight, but, you know, I feel like Deku really held back in that fight. What I'm looking forward to is the next school festival. And with Deku, probably at that point, having control, probably about up to like 50 or 60%. Because that's further than we are in the manga right now. I really can't wait to see 70 or 60% Deku go up against Bakugo in the finals, and just for once, just put him in his place.
Put him in his place.
Because like the fact that he wouldn't have gone to get rescued if Deku called out to him,
right?
Bakugo is someone who is undeserving of being a hero, and honestly, they should take his quirk from him, because anyone who would not get rescued from a situation where he's holding back All Might because of his pride, because of who asked him, is someone who's undeserving of being a hero. Honestly, Aizawa should have expelled him just for that being a fact about him. You know?
Well, the fact that it got into, you know, especially when you see all the other classes, you're like, how are you in some of these people in 1A? Like, how is this supposed to be the best of the best of the newcomers? You know, you see the other classes and you're like, no, this dude has mind control. He should be in the first class. This other dude can throw balls on his head that are kind of sticky.
To be fair, though, he did beat Midnight. Like, he beat her. Like, I think they saw his intelligence and his abilities, because that was pretty. Like, I did not think that there'd be a way for him to get out of that, but he did.
He's support. He's clearly support. He's not main hero.
Know, man. All Might might look at him with the sun behind him and go, "They were wrong. You can be a Class 1A hero." You know, but yeah, I Bakugo. Unless they change something about him, dude, he's not a hero.
Well, it's funny, as you sit there and describe him, you know who it sounds like you made to be describing Endeavor. It sounds like Endeavor.
Yeah, because Endeavor's not a hero.
You
either.
know, no. They're more anti-heroes than anything. Bakugo is definitely more Frank Castle than Captain America.
No, Frank Castle also has a good heart. Bakugo doesn't.
Does he?
Yes.
Does Frank Castle?
Frank Castle the reason why he's so angry is because he had a good heart. Because, you know, he saw so much injustice and stuff and experienced so much pain. That's why he became the Punisher. It's because he was a good guy that happened. Bakugo is what he is because Bakugo is a messed up individual who does not need a quirk, especially one that explodes. Like he's like all the worst parts of Sasuke without being a traitor, and he's only not a traitor because it would hurt his pride to be seen as a traitor. I guarantee you that's why he's the kind of person, like, because he's on the track he wants to be on, he won't leave it, not because he's loyal to that track, but because he's loyal to him not changing, because that would be seen as like a defeat or something.
Well, I definitely think he's going to get put into his place by Deku. He already kind of does when Deku gets 30% of these hands on him.
Yeah, he does.
So I think Bakugo's going to get put in his place. But with like the flashbacks, Bakugo's very adamant about he wants to be like All Might, where he never runs, he never turns from a fight, and he always finds a way to win. And Bakugo he's one of those guys, kind of like Sasuke, where he always wants to win, but he's not emo. He's not emo. He's just super angry.
Right.
He's like, I want to be the best.
But his reason for not wanting to lose, he's never once said, because I want to save people. It's because I don't want to lose. He doesn't admire All Might. He admires One for All.
Yes, that's why he's going to get put in his place. But
I think he needs to lose his quirk for a while.
Minata, he wants to be a hero for the girls.
Yeah. But he's not a main character, so no one cares.
Aoyama, who wanted to be who we all thought was a traitor for a few issues until it just found out he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
He, he just wants to do it for, to be fancy.
His hero name is I Can't Stop Twinkling.
Yes.
I hate him. I want him to die a painful death.
He's like super French and weird.
I don't know no French people who are named Aoyama.
So he's like kind of creepy. Well, he's always like twinkling and saying things in French, which is weird.
Right.
And who was it? Araka. Obviously she's doing it for the greatest of reasons. She's trying to earn money for her parents who are super poor.
Right.
And from the country.
And you know what though? See, these heroes are these are exactly why Stain has a following. Because Stain was right. Stain was right, and that's an uncomfortable truth that the heroes I hope will continue to have to wrestle with, because it's hard. Like, the reason why the ideology didn't die down is because he's right, and everyone knows he's right.
Well, that's the thing too that made the fight really heart-wrenching, is that All For One wasn't wrong. The shadow that was cast over the world that All Might demolished, it took out a bunch of villains and a bunch of organized crime, which is great. But at the same time, All Might then cast a shadow that people couldn't escape. And that created Stain. That created Tomaru. That created Warpgate. All these other people who are now fighting against the heroes. And while it may inspire tons of people, Bakugo, Deku, Yamamo, Mina, all these other heroes, but it also made all these people jealous and angry that, like, why does All Might get to just decide these things? Why does All Might get to decide who's good and bad? And then, it created the perfect storm for him to then be exposed. But this is the story about how Deku becomes the greatest hero of all time.
Right. And so we'll see how he's able to do that. But one thing I'd love to see happen is, with spoilers to the manga, the quirk erasing bullets. I would really love for the government to get their hands on those, and then say, hey, you know what, we're outlawing quirks. And when they outlaw quirks, the only heroes who are left are people who actually believe in being a hero. I think what they need is a reset. I think the world needs to go back to being just a few heroes, not commodities like they are now.
So you want the Sokovia Accords?
No. I want it to be where things like, hey, everyone, you gotta come in, take the shot. We're taking powers away, and then obviously the villains are gonna stay with their powers, and then all the people who really believe in being a hero are gonna break the law and still be heroes. Because all these other heroes, they're ridiculous. They're just movie stars who punch things.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing though. Is All Might created a scene where other heroes just needed to be support and fill street level crime. What Superman should have been, or what Superman could be, where he's flying around saving everyone all the time, and no one had to do anything really. Even Endeavor, who was like trying to do stuff, he saw how much of a gap there was between them. So it's like I saw a theory video about there's only 3 bullets, I believe, left. It's like 3 or 5, and you need Eri to make them.
And they have Eri.
No, the heroes do, but I don't think they're gonna. I don't think Deku would let them Deku or Miro would let them experiment on her again.
Dude, I think it's not. I think they're not even going to know what's going to happen. Like, I think there's going to come a moment where someone from the government is going to use a quirk erasing bullet on a villain, and the heroes are going to go, "What the hell?" Like, who said you could have this? Like, oh, we're the government. We do what we want, and you have to follow our rules. So suck it.
Oh no, yeah, I don't. All Might wouldn't stand for it, and I believe he would be like, Deku, you know what to do, and then he would Milky Way galaxy of Smash.
But here's the thing though. If the government starts using quirk erasing bullets against the villains, they're not wrong.
No, they're not wrong, but it's a slippery slope until they use it on the heroes.
Oh yes, which is what I think that'd be a great storyline. For Deku to have to,
punch the government.
Well, redefine what being a hero is by just breaking the rules and not being in this system. Because like the system that they have now for heroes, I think clashes with who Deku is. Because Deku is not doing it for the money or for the fame.
He's already shown that. Like in the anime, they did a good job of showing Clash Rep. What's it? Ida. They're like, Ida's like, no, we've broken the rules once. That's enough. I am so ashamed we broke the rules once. We got a reprimand from the police chief. He's like, we can't fight, we can't interfere trying to get Bakugo back. And Deku's like, hold on, I'm Batman. Give me a second, I'm gonna figure a way out of it. And
right.
He did.
And
he did, and that's what makes it scary, is that you have the mind of Batman with the power potential of Superman.
Right.
And that's how he's going to become the greatest hero. It's the mind with the strength. And I would, anyone who tries to mess with Miro, because the whole reason Miro and Deku ended up fighting Overhaul is because they're like, listen, you guys are going to show up to this fight anyways, so we're going to bring you with us.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, look, we already know he's going to show up anyway.
Kirishima, Deku, Miro, Sue,
well, plus
Uraraka, you're all coming.
The people who are in the know, they already know that Class 1A is really good at fighting. They've experienced more than most heroes do. And they already know that Deku basically, like since All Might is retired, Deku is your best shot.
Yeah.
So, by the way, so there's this disturbing theory out there that I hate beyond all belief, that Uraraka and Bakugo are going to be a thing. And people keep pointing to the fact that, she said, if we all rescue Bakugo, he's going to feel upset, because I understand him, blah, blah. And it's like, no. She just understands how to read idiots.
Yes.
Okay, and she just said it out loud because she's one of the only 4 or 5 important people in that class.
Yeah.
Okay, but she clearly is going to end up with Deku. All right. Bakugo's going to end up alone or dead, hopefully dead.
Well, it's funny you bring this up, because I've seen so many shippings between, I've seen Araka and Todoroki, I've seen Todoroki and Bakugo, I've seen Yamamoto and Deku, Tokoyomi, the Dark Shadow, and Araka, and I'm like, where are you people coming up with these things?
Right.
None of this.
Creati and Deku, though, if they had a kid, alright, because they're both smart, you give both that intelligence to a kid who's going to inherit Creati's power, which is based on, if you understand it, you can make it. Bro, imagine Batman who can spawn his own weapons.
His own patterns.
Dude, come on now. You know how dope that would be? And the Deku gives him all for one, or one for all too? Man.
Well, it's interesting because I think she's gonna end up with Todoroki, if anyone.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, if you read the manga, they're gonna end up together.
But that's a pretty dope combination as well. Half hot, half cold, plus creating
stuff out of fire and ice.
Yeah.
That's gonna
Pyromancy.
Man, that's gonna be dope.
Right.
I'm ready to skip to the time skip where they all have kids and stuff, because I want to see how these quirks turn out.
Well, it's interesting because, again, Deku's like at what, 40% maybe.
I think it's 40%.
50.
Well, no,
40, 50.
Because I think he jumped a lot. He jumped from 8% to like 40.
Yeah, well, it's somewhere around there, and so he's still not at 100. You see in the manga at the cultural festival, he evolves, even further. In the anime, they even pointed out, like, Deku's moving around like Bakugo does, and Bakugo's like,
he was so
what?
mad. He was so salty.
So again, the muttering. I love that Deku does when he's sitting like, I need to figure this out, and he just starts muttering to himself.
Right.
It's amazing because he's like, hold on, nope, give me. Okay, got it.
Right. But dude, I need Deku to get a moment of paying back Bakugo for everything he's done. Because honestly, you can't just forget the things he did as a kid. Because he was pure evil as a child.
Well, no, he's gonna get. I honestly feel he's gonna get his comeuppance, and he's gonna realize, oh, he's gonna have that Endeavor moment. He's like, oh, yeah, I thought I was ahead of you because of pride and being stupid, but you are so far in front. Because like, remember the fear of God he put in him when he uppercut and missed on purpose,
and he saw the hole in the building.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what though? I hope what it is I hope he's in his biggest fight ever, and he loses utterly, and Deku has to come save him. And then like Deku looks back, don't worry, dude, I'll save you. And it would drive him to oh my god, you don't even know. It would put him out of his misery, man.
Well, he already did that without a quirk. He tried to save him.
Yeah.
Which was. Awesome.
I also think he's also going to be the one that's going to make Deku tell the group about One for All. Because he won't be able to stand that, dude. He's not going to be able to stand that.
At a certain point, I think Deku might just like, okay, listen, just for quality assurance and strategy purposes, yes, All Might and I have the same power. It is a thing. Shut up.
All right.
Let's go.
Well, because I mean, like, obviously, there'll probably come a point where they're like, Deku, why do we have to go fight All For One? Like, we should leave it to the pros. We're still in school. And he's like, the reason why I have to go is because I have the one quirk on the planet he can't steal. And they'll be like, oh, well, how do you figure that? It's like, One for All. Yeah, it's a thing. Don't worry about it. I'm going to go.
Yeah, he's like, I have the one power that can stop him.
Yeah,
I can't let Eraserhead and a mouse and Mike and Mountain Lady go fight this dude.
Yeah, they are pretty normal people. To All For One.
And then if All For One gives his power to Tomura, DK with all that other stuff and just the dementedness of him is horrifying. So
basically, he's like a super scroll, but with more than 4 powers.
Yeah. A
very disturbing faced super scroll. But this episode though was great, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow's episode too. Guys. Let us know down below, what other stuff do you want to hear us talk about? We are getting back into the YouTube thing. We're looking forward to covering more stuff. We're also going to keep covering My Hero Academia because it's only going to get better from here.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, dude, is there anything you want to say to the people before we bounce?
Shout out to anyone who's been sticking with One Piece. These past few chapters in the manga have been crazy. The anime is about to get crazy with the Katakuri fight. So shout out to everyone who's stuck with it for 20-something years, or the people who's jumped on at some point along the ride. And if you wanted to hear us talk about it, I can talk about it all day.
Yeah, it's not hype on the channel. But don't forget, guys, Oddwell, The Frog of War comes out August 8th. Please support that book. Hey, Anime Expo is coming up in a couple weeks. Come on by the Bluefin booth. I'll be there. Actually, I'll be at the Gundam booth. It's gonna be next to the Bandai Namco Games booth. Come on by, see me. We're gonna be doing some pretty cool games and stuff, and come talk to me, take pictures, whatever. And I'll show you what I do in my day job. It's kind of fun,
I will also be at Anime Expo, not tied to a booth, just hanging out.
He'll be free.
I'll be at the booth, the Gundam booth though, probably at some point though,
and
because I hear Gundam Breaker.
Yeah, there'll be some Gundam Breaker
coming out or maybe there.
Well, it came out today, but
okay.
we'll have a contest at the booth. It'll be kind of cool. The artist for Oddwell, Cassia, she will be in the artist alley at Anime Expo. So if you want to go meet the artist behind the Frog of War, you can go there. And hey, if you got a free comic book day issue, you can go get it signed there.
Yeah,
I know I will because she was in Vegas during free comic book day, so I don't have a copy with their signature on it.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to get one of those too.
Oh no, just me though, just me.
Oh, it's okay. I know somebody.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. But anyways, guys, it's been good. I'm gonna go play some Overwatch. Season's almost over. Simply Cedric's also gonna come with me and play some Overwatch. But until next time, we've been your host, Kirby Kid.
Simply Cedric.
See you later, guys.